Yo, 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 top of the top. We're going to try to be consistent with this now, with this Guerrilla Boxing talk, since it looks like boxing is finally picking up and we're getting the fights we want, or at least close to the fights we want. So I'm here with my co-host, Rell Talk. So we're going to get into it. First and foremost, what do you think of the Tank Rolly situation? Like, what do you think of that fight? How do you think that fight's going to pan out? And what chance do you give Rolly at doing something? What do you think?
First off, I want to say I'm becoming to really like people. A lot of people, give Rolly a lot of hate, and you know what I'm saying. Like me personally, I'm becoming a fan of Rolly, like just by how he, you know what I'm saying. Like, cause clearly, I feel like he lacks, you know what I'm saying, like the common sense. Like something's clearly not right up there. You know what I'm saying? People be joking about it, like he's retarded and this and that. I really think something's wrong with him, like, you know what I'm saying? So I don't really joke with him about that. I really honestly feels he's confident as fuck. I really believe he believes he's gonna win that fight. And I know he has power. I know he has the size advantage. So I'm interested. I'm interested. You know what I'm saying? And people, well, when they do the face off, people in the comments saying he looks shook, he looks scared. I'm like, how can y'all say that? Because he's not yelling. Like, if you look, he's clearly talking his shit back. He not scared. Like, he not in his face just being silent, letting him talk. He's still saying all the shit he was saying. Like, I'm gonna fuck you up. You a bitch. I'm gonna fuck you up. Like, Chain's just talking louder. So me personally, I feel like I wouldn't bet. Honestly, I would bet on Rolly because the odds are so fucking good. But I don't think there's gonna be a wash like that. Like, I don't
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah, I
see
feel
this
you.
being a
I feel
wash.
you. Yeah, nah. Me personally, I feel that it may be like, I know it sounds crazy and far fetched, but I think it's gonna be like more interesting than people think. Like, I mean, he's not like, I mean, his style is, I mean, it's not a Cuban style. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, yeah,
Although
it's not.
he's
It's
Cuban,
not that.
yeah, although he's Cuban, it's not a Cuban style. But like I kind of think and believe that he's not gonna, he's not, he's just selling the fight, and he's not gonna like go in there and just do something like kind of like ignorant. He's not gonna do
Hell
that.
no. Hell no.
Yeah.
I don't think he's gonna do that. And I honestly feel like this fight gonna get to the 10th round, and two things is gonna happen. One, people gonna be like, damn, this fight's still going. And another thing is they're gonna be like, damn, is Tank lose? Like, is he losing like by a couple rounds possibly? Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think shit. Everybody say, Tank got, the equalizer, which he does. He has that power. But have we ever seen Tank really get hit by a big puncher? Have we seen him get hit by a big puncher? I can't recall the last time I seen him
Nah,
get
we
hit
haven't
flush
seen
with a
Tank
big punch.
get hit by a big puncher. We've never seen Tank get hit by a big puncher, honestly. And here's the thing.
Exactly. So can we test? So where's his chin? Like we haven't seen his chin tested.
And here's
So
another thing about that too. And I'm gonna let you cook after this. Here's another thing about that. I mean, Leonard Ellerby just pretty much dropped the balls, spilled the beans, like because Devin, we're gonna talk about that next. But
oh yeah,
Devin Haney, he's daring to be great. He's going to Australia to do his thing, right? He's doing that, and to be undisputed, right?
yeah,
Leonard Ellerby straight out said, and this goes to tell you how he feels really. He said we didn't need to do any of that with Tank. You know what I mean? That tells you something. Like, he's like, we didn't have to do any of that with Tank to make him a star, or whatever the case may be. You know? And so that's what
yeah.
tells
I
me
heard him
like,
say that.
okay, so you're comfortable with him like maybe not chasing greatness. You're comfortable with that because you're saying, oh, we were able to do that without him.
Without having to take them big fights.
Yeah, yeah. So that's what I'm saying. So back to what you were going. Go ahead and continue what you were saying.
I just really we I feel like we giving I feel like in so many ways you could compare Canelo, Benavidez, and Tank. And I say that because of this, because it's like, yeah, they good, they're good. Two of those are, skill wise higher than the other, and that's Benavidez and Davis being way more, on the skillful level. Like, what I'm saying? There's less holes in their game than there is Canelo's, what I'm saying? But the reason I say they all kind of similar is because, yeah, they're great. They show up and they show out, except for Canelo in his last fight. But the thing is, you look at their comp and it's like, shit, they not really fighting nobody. Like they fighting people who might have had names in the past, but like they're not fighting nobody. Like he fought Mario Barrios, but it's like you took a 140 pounder that was like that was like the bottom tier of the 140 fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't go up there and try to fight like Josh Taylor or, what I'm saying, a Regis Prograis. You went and fought Barrios. Like, all right, bro. Like I'm not like I'm supposed to give you credit for jumping up to that weight. That's like fucking Canelo jumping up to fight Callum Smith. Like, bro, I'm not finna give you no or not Callum Smith, Fielding, Rocky Fielding, or whatever his name. I'm not giving you no credit for that.
Right,
Like that
right,
you wouldn't fought the weakest motherfucker up there. Like, I'm not
right,
giving you
right,
credit for
right,
that. So it's
right,
like
right, right, right.
we ain't seen him. We haven't seen him test. Like I've never seen Tank's chin tested. I've seen Haney get hit
Yeah,
with a nice shot. I've seen him bounce back. I've never
yeah.
seen Tank get hit with no shit. So like, yeah, we could say whatever we want, but how much has he been tested? Has he really been tested?
Nah, he really hasn't. I mean, even when you look at the fight with Leo Santa Cruz, I mean, Leo Santa Cruz threw punches and bunches, but that doesn't necessarily mean it was like
I
really
just
like
watched that fight the other day, and I'm like,
yeah,
yeah, like it's a lot of shit that like if you in there with somebody who's a technician, like when I watched that Leo Santa Cruz fight against Tank, I said Shakur would beat the dog shit out of Tank. Shakur would fuck Tank up. Shakur would fuck
yeah, he
Tank
would.
up.
He would because
He
the
would
thing is,
fuck him
it's
up.
like the thing is about tanking. I mean, I rock with Tank, yeah, sure. But the thing is about Tank is even when you look at when he fought Gamboa, Gamboa had like a bruised Achilles or something, and he
Yeah,
was
he
still
had
giving him
a
that
tore
work.
Achilles damn near. He
Yeah,
fought him with a
yeah, he
torn
was
Achilles.
he was still giving him that work though. That's the thing.
Yeah,
He was
exactly. He
still
still
like,
had him looking like he was in a real fucking fight. Busted his nose, blacked his eye, I believe. Like, you know what I'm
yeah,
saying? And it's like I feel like I seen Tank from round one against Leo. He was trying to throw that fucking uppercut, and he ended up knocking him out with it. But it's like, damn, what happens if Leo peep that and just take that uppercut away? What does he do now? Like, what is he banking on now? You know what I'm saying? And it's like
yeah,
I just feel like
that
he's gonna get in there with somebody who can box and negate all of
mhm,
that power shit. Like, and when that
mhm.
happens, I think it's gonna look like how Canelo looked like. Damn, he really does have a lot of fucking holes in his game. Like he got
Well,
some holes in there.
right, right. And the thing is like Leonard Ellaby, like I mean, I get it, bro. I get you're trying to like make him a entertaining attraction, but at the end of the day, like I'm just saying that like when the competition goes up, like the knockouts may not like necessarily
Like
come. So
translate, yeah, they
we
not
gotta see,
exactly.
yeah, we gotta see what they look like when they're not coming like that. You know, when the knockouts
Exactly.
are not coming, then what is the fighter going to look like? You know, like are they going to be able to box beautifully, or are they going to be able to, like, you know what I mean? And I mean, we saw it to an extent with Isaac Cruz, but I mean, Isaac Cruz was tailor made for him. You know,
Yeah,
all Isaac Cruz does is come forward. You know, he just
exactly.
comes
Like you
forward,
said,
head
tailor
down.
made. Taylor
Yeah,
fucking
like
made.
yeah. So like, what is he going to look like when he can't knock out like a Shakur or something like that? And I know this sounds crazy, but that Namibian guy who just beat Burchell, he's
Oh
pretty
yeah.
heavy. He's
Knock
pretty
it.
heavy handed. He's pretty heavy handed, and so it's like, okay, well, what
And that's the
happens
one
when
that,
you're
not to
fighting?
cut you off, that's the one that fought fought Shakur, right? The one that
Yeah,
Shakur
that's the
sweat.
one that fought Shakur, and
Yeah.
Shakur shut him out, but he got criticism for it.
Yeah, and then that's
But
when Shakur said like everybody was criticizing, but that he a good fighter. Like he's
yeah,
good, like he's a good
he
fighter.
got some thunder in his hands. And so like that's what happens. What if you come across someone who can punch just as hard as you? Then what are you gonna do?
Exactly. When
Yeah.
that shit
So
when and you can't and your punch don't hurt them.
right, right.
That's the thing. Cause I watched that fight with Marina was it Marinez and Romero? The one they said he
Yeah,
lost.
yeah. That fight. Yep.
And now I seen I'm like, damn, it now this is where I kind of be kind of like mad at myself because in some situations this won't matter, but in some situations it will. Like, yeah, dude outlanded, you know what I'm saying, landed more power shots, but it was clear as day whose power punches was doing more effect, like who's more effective. You know what I'm saying? Like he was hitting Rolly with some clean shit, but Rolly was still trying to throw. He'd get hit with some clean shit, he'll back up, reset, and get back, you know what I'm saying, get back to doing his basics. And I'm like, see, I can see why they would, you know what I'm saying, favor toward Rolly because Rolly kept the pressure going, you know what I'm saying? You know, he just and his punches were clearly more effective. But in another case, it's like shit. What if what if that was a fighter that I really fuck with? Like, what if Caleb Plant had that success against Canelo and they still gave Canelo the win? I'd be kind of pissed off. But so it's like but I just feel like when it come to being in there with fighters who are strong, when you got two fighters that are strong, it's gonna be kind of easy to tell. Okay, like let's say if they both, like hella close on the power punches and whatnot, I feel like it's gonna be easy to tell. Okay, but yeah, but whose shit was hurt more? Who was more effective with two power punches? Because it's easy shit. The one that's gonna take the first step back. It's hard to do that when you got a boxer versus a puncher because it's like, well,
Yeah,
shit, he naturally a boxer. So if he taking steps back, I don't necessarily mean he running. He's just sticking to his game plan.
yeah,
If it's two power punches and you got a motherfucker take, like if Rolly has Tank backing up and
right.
being more defensive than offensive, then okay, I think that's when it's gonna be like, hey, shit, we
Yeah, yeah,
that
exactly,
power might be
exactly.
hurting.
Yeah, exactly. Boxing Learner said Tank is a very good puncher and a decent boxer, but is elite. I don't think so yet. Um, well, I will say that his boxing skills are above average, but when it comes to like maybe a Devin Haney or Shakur Stevenson, then nah, I think those guys have him beat in the
Oh yeah,
boxing.
boxing,
Yeah,
hell yeah, and that's
in the
why,
boxing.
I hope he wins. He beats Rolly, and we could see Rolly versus, Tank versus Devin, because I think Dev beats Tank. I think
Now
Dev
that's what I
beats
want
Tank.
to know. That's now this brings up another question though. This brings up another question. Now we're kind of hearing some bait and switch with with Tank. We first hear Tank saying, "Okay, I want to resign with Floyd." Right? We
Uh huh.
we hear that, and now and we also hear that, hey, I want control over my career. This will be my last fight with Floyd Mayweather. Now, do you think that if he does resign with Floyd, do you think that they will even sanction that fight or allow him to fight Devin Haney for all the marbles? What do you think?
I personally think if that happens, only way they'll really entertain the fight with Dev is if they could see the fight doing good on pay-per-view. They can get Dev to feel like he has to take the B side, and then if honestly, hell no, I can't. I just can't see it happening because the only way I can see it happening is if they got everything their way. And Dev, after he becomes undisputed, ain't no fucking. He's not doing that, bro. He's not. Like, man, I done did the Floyd thing. I done took less to become the man, and now that I'm the
Hmm.
man, I'm not never taking less. I'm always gonna be the fucking A side. I don't give a fuck who you like. Tank, you feel like you should be the A side? Well, you should have been trying to get undisputed. I got it now. You know what I'm saying? You should have stayed your ass at 135 and tried to dominate like I did. You should have tried to unify, and then I could have unified, and then we could have linked up and, you know what I'm saying, fought for all the belts. But no, you want to avoid challenges and go, you know what I'm saying? Like, why you ain't fight Loma? Why you ain't fight Loma? And that's one thing that people, I'd be like, see, as a fighter, if I'm trying to fight these dudes and you not letting me fight them, that's telling me two things. You don't believe that I could beat them. Because it
Right.
ain't no way in hell that you shouldn't be pushing for me to get this fight. Two, or like you might think, well, shit, we know you can beat him, but he's not gonna take that fight because this, that, and the
Right.
third. Okay, well,
Hmm.
what we need to eliminate this, that, and the third. I ain't got enough
Hmm.
fights. Well, shit, I'm trying to fight 3 times a year, and I want
Hmm.
contenders. Like I want people he done fought, so I can make
Hmm.
them look worse than he did. Like you know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? It's ways to get these fights done. Like it don't sit up here and tell me, oh, we can't get it done simply just because they're not gonna make the fight because you ain't done enough in their eyes. Well, fuck that.
Right.
We finna do enough. Like, how can we change this to where I've done enough? Because I'm not accepting that. I'm not accepting not being able to get this fight because they feel I ain't done enough. Well, I'm gonna do enough. But that was never the
Right.
case because Loma said he's ready. Like he ready for Tank. Like he'll fight him. And
Well,
honestly,
here's an. Go ahead.
I think Loma's style is. I feel like they styles are like it's like this. I feel like Loma's style is terrible for Tank, but I
Hmm.
feel like Tank having power
Hmm.
is like a nigga. You could be beating my ass 12, like all the way through round 12. But if I
Hmm.
time you and I touch you, you're not getting up.
Right.
And
Right.
if you
Right.
get up, I'm finishing you. So
Right.
it's like you know what I'm saying. Like, and I don't think Loma's strong enough to stop Tank. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feel
Right.
like Loma's style, like yeah, he does the angles and the switching and whoop, 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 but I feel like Tank is quick enough to move out of some of that shit to where it's not you just not sitting there getting like teed off on. You moving, you
Right.
know what I'm saying? Like I'm able to. You throwing 8 punches, you might hit me with 3, but I'm gonna get up out of the way of them other 5. And then, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And if he's smart enough to be able to try to get the timing down, like, okay, I got the timing. Okay, now
Hmm.
now now I'm just trying to catch you. Then it's
Hmm.
like, but honestly, like if I was to just have to bet like skill wise, I would put my money on Loma over Tank because
Um. Yeah. Go ahead.
power ain't everything, bro. Power is not everything, and I've noticed that about like power punching boxers. They bank on their power so fucking much.
AKA Canelo.
Prime example.
AKA Canelo, because, and we're going to get into that too. But the thing is, with Devin Haney, what Devin Haney would obviously have to do too. Now that I think about it, he would have to sign like like maybe a 2 fight deal, or even maybe a 1 fight deal to the PBC for that fight to happen. Because there's no way in hell they would let Tank go to Top Rank or, the Zone to fight him.
Mm-mm.
Everything would have to be in their favor, you know, in order for that fight to happen, for sure.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So that's one thing that I have to say too. Now, with the Cambosis fight, we're going to segue, since we're talking about these lightweights. With the Cambosis fight, um, it seems as if they are like, I'm not saying they're setting everything up to be against Devin Haney, but it seems like there is a lot of things that are basically in not the favor of Devin Haney. Um, being that, his father cannot be there, and things like that. Uh, do you think that's just going to drive him more to make a point? And also, do you think that Devin Haney will walk through Cambosis and stop
I
him?
think
Because
he's gonna stop him, bro. I think he
yeah,
stops Cambosis. I
yeah,
think he's gonna
because
stop him, bro. Like I think it's gonna. I think this fight is gonna be one, and you that sheds all that. Oh, like he's pillow fisted. Like
right,
no, I think
right,
he's gonna
right,
sit
right,
him on his ass,
right,
like
right, right.
multiple times.
Right, because I'm thinking of an interview that Jojo Diaz said, and he said that, Haney will walk through Kambosos because all Kambosos has is that overhand right. And when you look at the Teofimo fight, that's the punch that put
Put
Teofimo
him
down.
down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's that overhand right. Yeah.
And it's like, bro, and then too, people don't realize this because you don't see him side by side. Bro, Devin is hella bigger than him, like taller and bigger with longer reach. So I mean, I just look at it like shit. I don't give a fuck if they was fighting at fucking George Kambosos' house. You know what I'm saying? I don't give a fuck if they was fighting at his house in his backyard, like literally at his house, at the place he sleeps at night. I wouldn't give a damn. My money is on Dev. Dev, he's gonna win that fight to where you can't. How can you say a motherfucker won when he didn't get up?
Well, and here's the thing about Devin Haney. This is the only thing I'm worried about Devin Haney is he is such a big lightweight. I'm just worried because the thing is in sparring, he looks strong as hell. He looks like he's knocking dude. It
Yeah,
looks
nah,
like
and
he's
they say
like,
that weight cut might be drained, like taking his power away.
yeah, yeah. And so that's what I'm worried about is that, maybe hopefully what he did, we don't know what goes on behind the scenes, but maybe hopefully what he did in preparation for this fight is he decided that, hey, what I mean, like since I'm gonna be, in the trenches or whatever the case may be, um uh maybe I should walk around at a lesser weight, like maybe I should walk around closer to my weight class so the weight cut won't be so like big. You know what I mean? Maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know.
But
But
honestly, I don't think it's. I just think he's naturally just like a big. Because He don't have problem making weight. You know what I'm saying? He don't
yeah,
have
he
problem
doesn't have
making weight.
problem making.
I think
Yeah,
he,
he
I just
doesn't have
honestly
problem
think he
making weight.
hasn't hit that stride. Like I don't think he's hit that point where he. Because how old is Dev? Is Dev what? Is he
Like 22, 23.
22, 23, 24 at the
Yeah,
max? Let's just say
yeah,
max
yeah,
24. Bro, bro, you don't really gain like shit. I feel like I'm still getting stronger. Like you know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
30, 31. Like so it's
yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah,
you don't he I just feel like man, he hasn't got his main strength yet. Like you know what I'm saying? He hasn't got his main strength yet.
yeah,
He could
yeah.
not be putting he could not be turning his punches all the way over. Like it could be something
Right,
so
right,
simple
right,
that he not, you know what I'm saying? I
right,
honestly
right,
feel like
right,
it's just the timing. Like I feel like for one, that's just how the boxing guys work. Like they don't
right.
give. Imagine Floyd with knockout power. Come on now, that shit would be not fair. Like that would not be fair. If Floyd had knockout power, like I touch you with this shit, your ass is out of there with his
Well,
IQ and boxing skill.
Floyd. Well, the thing is, Pretty Boy Floyd was knocking cats out a lot.
He was. He
It's
was.
just it's just the thing is it was an accumulation of punches most of the time when he was knocking cats out, and it was just that he had a very highly offensive style, but he was also defensively sound too.
Defensively sound
But
is a motherfucker.
yeah,
But imagine all of
yeah,
that with one touch, one punch
yeah,
knockout power. Like he got
right,
triple G
right,
type
right,
power. That shit would be
right, right, right,
unfair.
right, right,
And I feel
right.
like that's why it's like you rarely see boxers with the whole package, but you got Boo
Yeah,
Simmons. That motherfucker got the whole package. He
who
can
has
go.
the who has the whole package, and um when we talk about it, let's let what we can try to do is like let's just try to go up the this will be a good way to run the show is we can go up by weight class and talk about
Weight
the
class,
happenings
yeah.
at that weight class. So we know that fight is coming next weekend with Devin Haney and which one call it in
Cambosis.
Cambosis. Now at 140, however, you know, uh, I really think Tiafimo needs to be checked out. I think he needs to maybe get some medical evaluation. Me personally, I think that some things that boxing learner said Devin has to beat him so bad that he doesn't take the rematch. Yeah, he'll have
Yeah,
to put
for
on the
sure. I
clinic.
see it. Oh, he's
Yeah, yeah,
23. Boxing
yeah,
learner said he's 23.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah, yeah, and yeah, he's right. You know, he'll have to definitely beat him very badly to like do that. Now,
Hold on, let me
now,
ask Boxer Leonard a question. I got a quick question for him.
okay,
In his
sure, sure,
opinion,
sure, sure.
why doesn't he think why don't you think he could stop George? Is it because you just haven't seen him stop many of his opponents? Like is it just you know what I'm saying? And I'm not trying to argue your opinion. I'm just asking. I'm gonna wait to see what he says, but nah, boxing learner. I like his feedback. I like
Now,
his feedback.
at 140, as I was saying, we'll wait for his response. But at 140, Tiafimo, I honestly think he needs to get checked out. Like, I think that he needs to. Oh, he thinks that George is tough. Look at the response. He thinks George is.
Yeah, I see it.
Yeah, that's what he
Yeah,
thinks.
I respect that. I respect that. I respect that. I respect that because I feel the same way. Like I really feel like George believes in himself 110%. Only thing is that shit don't matter when you in there with somebody who's just better than you. And I just think Deb is just better. Honestly, I don't think I think that loss did two things. I think it exposed Tiafimo, and then it just worked perfectly for Deb because now you got Cambosis who's on top of the world feeling like he's you know the man, and rightfully so. You beat the guy with most of the belts, so yeah, you should feel like the man. But the thing is, the man you beat, he kind of wasn't really like that to begin with. So
Well, he
now
was
you,
comfortable. He was
yeah,
comfortable with what was given to him. He was comfortable with like basically the franchise championship being made into a belt. So that's why he called himself undisputed. And he was comfortable in the fact that he beat the guy who many people had as the numero uno pound for pound guy.
the top
Um,
dog.
yeah, the
Yeah,
top guy, and he got comfortable. He got comfortable. That's the problem. He felt that, hey, I did this already. This was enough. Um, I don't need to really do no more. And so that's I guess that's how he felt. But the reality was quite different for him. When he got in there with someone he didn't take serious. This guy was, he thought it was another mandatory that he was just gonna knock out. You know, yeah. Now at that 140 with Tiafimo, I mean, how do you see him doing in that division? I don't know if Josh Taylor is going to stick around. We have Regis Prograis in that division. We also have uh that one guy, very hard hitting Puerto Rican guy, Macias, I think. I think his name is like Macias. Very heavy handed dude. I think he has I don't think he has a belt, but he's definitely there. Um, they have who else? They have that guy who beat Josue Vargas.
oh yeah,
Um,
Zapata.
yeah, Cepeda. They have him, and then boxing learner. Thank you, Sabrio Matthias. And they also have they have a couple of guys. Richardson Hitchens.
That's crazy. Not to cut you off, but I've never heard of Sabril Matthias.
Oh,
I'm gonna
hey
have to look him
man,
up.
it's sad to say it, but that dude actually killed someone in the ring.
Oh, that was him?
Yeah, that was him, bro.
Okay, so I have
Yeah,
heard
that was
I have
him.
heard of him.
That dude, unfortunately he killed Garcia, bro, with them
But
hands.
God, bro,
Yeah,
that's
that dude,
crazy.
yeah, that dude,
And he's still
yeah,
fighting?
man, he's still fighting.
Oh, that motherfucker's a savage.
Yeah, he's still fighting, bro.
You know where his head
I
is
don't,
at.
I don't know how he feels about it. You
I mean,
never
shit,
know
he's
like
still in
how
there
he feels.
fighting. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
but
don't
he's
feel
fighting.
too. He for
He's
sure probably
fighting.
feel bad, but it's like shit. That's my
Yeah,
job. Like you
yeah,
feel
because
like
he
I didn't
had a
even try to
rematch.
do that.
He he had a rematch with another guy in the first fight. The other guy won. In the rematch, this dude Matthias, he knocked him out, man. But
Yeah.
luckily that guy is okay, so it's cool, you know.
Now that's scary. Like that's scary when your
Yeah,
knockouts can
so I
question
mean,
like, is this motherfucker gonna wake up?
now this begs the question, man. How do you see Tiafimo doing at 140?
140.
Yeah,
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to tell because it's like, what if he's not as strong at 140?
no, that's true.
Then it's
That's
like
true.
you if you not if your power don't travel, shit, you might have a hard time up there.
Right, right. That's true. Like that's very true. Do you think that the hunger is still going to be there, or do you think he's just like kind of like, okay, I'm boxing for the heck of it now?
I think he's doing that. I won't say the hunger not there because shit. At the end of the day, when you've done something your whole life, I feel like it's hard to kind of just
Right,
wake up one morning and stop caring about it. Like, man, you know
right,
what?
right, right,
I'm
right,
cool off this. Like, I'm
right,
not dealing with this no more.
right, right. No, I
But
get you.
I mean, when you lose like that, and then you embarrass yourself by saying all the crazy shit you said, contradicting
Hmm.
yourself. One minute you feel like it was, like it. I feel like it don't make nobody fear you. Like 140 not looking at you like, oh shit, here comes Steve Fimo with a new mindset. He's more focused. This, that, and the third. No, I think they looking at it like, yeah, let him bring his ass up here. We're gonna send his ass right back down to 135 because it is not he shit. He couldn't do what he wanted to do up there. Why? I mean, down there. What makes you think he gonna come up here and be any different?
Right, right. Nah, that's a good point. That's a very, very good point. Yeah, that's a good point.
But I will say this: it's like it could be the exact opposite. He could go up there and be even stronger, even more comfortable. Like, oh no,
Right,
oh this is where I was supposed to be the whole fucking time.
right, right, right. Nah,
Like
that's
my weight
true.
cuts ain't hard. Like this
Mm-hmm.
shit is easy.
Mm-hmm. Now, what about like segueing into the 147 division? In my opinion, this is just my opinion. I feel that the only reason why that now that Earl Spence and Terrence Crawford are negotiating is because Joran Boots Ennis is that would be, this is someone who they would have to, like, this is someone who they would have to deal with. And I feel that, like, after they fight each other, they're moving up to 154, because I deeply feel, and I know I may sound far fetched, but I deeply feel they don't want that issue. This is just how I feel.
Yeah, yeah. And I seen some shit that said Crawford was kind of trying to price himself out, and I'm like, wow, if he do that, I feel like
Price
I
himself
feel like
out of the fight.
yeah with Earl Spence, and I feel like I was like, damn, bro, if he doing that, I feel like he kind of trying to set what's the name set Earl up. Like, no, I ain't even gonna fight you. I'm gonna try to price myself out. If you don't accept my terms, fuck it, we ain't fighting. But you gonna have to fight Boots, and I'm gonna just wait. I'm gonna just sit around and wait and do what I want to do, and you know what I'm saying, like, cause I feel like he knows if he don't take that fight, Earl's not gonna move up, bro. Earl's not gonna move up. He gonna defend. He gonna get Earl built like that. Earl's a dog like that. He not gonna say, well, fuck it. I'm leaving. He gonna stay. He's gonna stay in that division. He's gonna
Y-
stay. He gonna fight Boots and shit. Whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, or
Cause I seen an interview with Earl and he was like, he was like, we gonna fight. He was like, we gonna see. He was like, and then we gonna see if it was too early, or
mhm.
if he ready.
um, I mean, Keith Thurman is also another one, and I think that would be the perfect opponent for Boots. But I don't think Keith Thurman wants. I don't think Keith Thurman is concerned with fighting like a guy up and coming. right now, although he fought Mario Barrios, a, who never was a welterweight anyway, but he was comfortable in fighting him. But I think that would be a good opponent for Boots. But I know Keith Thurman ain't gonna really entertain that fight. But
Hell no.
where Earl Spence, I think he would entertain a fight with Keith Thurman before he entertains a fight with Boots. Me personally,
Mm, how would that work?
I don't know where Keith Thurman is in the rankings, but I'm pretty
That's
sure
my
he.
thing. It's like how would he? I would have a hard time believing that Thurman would be able to jump in this for a spot at Spence for a shot at Spence.
Hmm.
So I'm just
Well,
trying to figure out like,
it depends
how,
on the sanctioning bodies, really. Um, I don't know where Keith Thurman is ranked in the WBC or the WBA. Um, but I'm pretty sure he has some kind of pull due to the fact that I think he was a former WBC guy, champion, and also I think Keith Thurman would be keen to fight Terrence Crawford before he fights Boots Ennis as well. I don't know
mm,
where Keith Thurman is ranked in the WBO. You know, um, so Boxing Learner asked a question about Zanabek at 160.
I was just gonna bring him up too.
Okay, now here's the thing: how good do we know he is if he's getting those guys who are kind of like again made for him?
Yeah, and
He
I'm
fought
gonna keep it
Hassan.
real. I seen somebody say something. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
go ahead, go ahead.
And I just seen somebody say like, and I didn't trip because I'm gonna keep it real. I've never known Janet Beck. I didn't know Janet Beck till after until I talked to one of my friends on Saturday night, and he was like, I thought his name was like John Beck or something because that's like what I'm saying, that's how he said. I'm like, bro, who is this? He like, bro, this motherfucker like Triple G with skills. Like, I'm like, oh, okay. He's like, he from Kazakhstan too. I'm like, oh, okay. I'm gonna have to look him up. Then I seen him, and I seen this, how he knocked dude out, and then I looked in the comments, motherfuckers saying like Andrade's ducking him, this, that, and the third. Then I seen a podcast, and they was like, that motherfucker's on steroids. Like he's juicing. He was like, because he said he had hella back acne. I'm guessing. Yeah, I don't know if that's a sign of steroid use, but he was like,
It
how the
is,
hell
it
you got
is,
so
it
much
is,
back acne, but you don't
it
have
is.
one pimple on your face? He's like, that shit's
No,
scary as fuck.
it is a sign. It is a sign when you have like a lot of acne on your back. That's a sign that you're juiced to the gills.
Oh so he was
And
like,
then
man, he had
another thing
hella back
too.
acne, but no face acne. He's like, that don't make sense to me.
And then another thing too, you have to look at too, and you can look at this too. Um, you can look at what fighters are on VADA and not on their website. Like,
Oh yeah, and if
you,
they're not signed in, that just means they're not testing that. They're not testing.
yeah, yeah. And so, like, you can see if Zanabek is enrolled in VADA, and chances are, I'm pretty sure he ain't enrolled in VADA. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, I wouldn't I
Yeah,
wouldn't
just
I
check
wouldn't
the
bank on it.
just check the website and see if they're enrolled in VADA, and then you can see like okay if they're enrolled or not. Um, the way it looks like is like Zanabek, he's getting the right opponents to be like fed to him. But when he meets that guy who has the skill and stuff like that, then all of that's going to change.
Yeah,
Like for example, like for example, you get a guy like who's already a big welterweight as it is. You get a guy like Jaron Ennis, and he gets comfortable with 2 or 3 fights at 160. All of that will change.
yeah,
All of that, all of that, like what they say about him, all of that will change,
Yeah.
because
I'm
he's
looking at
getting
the
the
list.
guy.
I'm
Yeah,
not
he's
seeing Janet back.
yeah in Vada, enrolled in
Yeah.
Vada.
He's not. I don't see him in there.
Yeah, because usually he just fought. So if he just fought, then you have then he would then it would show him being enrolled in Vada if he
He'd
just
probably be
fought.
one of the top ones, right?
Yeah,
Because
yeah, he would be
it
one.
has Bivol and Shakur as like the top two, and they
Yeah,
just
yeah,
recently
yeah, yeah,
fought.
yeah. So if anytime someone just fights, um, they will show their name. Okay, this guy is enrolled in Vada. You know, they'll show
Yeah, oh
that.
yeah, he's not
Yeah,
in there. Because all of
yeah.
these
So,
fighters I'm seeing are like you said are the ones that just they got Canelo,
hmm
Golovkin,
hmm
Bivol, Oscar
hmm
Valdez, Shakur, Katie
hmm
Taylor, Amanda Serrano,
hmm
Dylan White,
Right,
Tyson
right, right,
Fury,
right,
Joseph, like all
right,
these
right,
people that
right.
just fight or finna
Yeah,
fight.
yeah, 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 yeah. Yep, 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 yep. That's how it works. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not on here. That's
Yeah, he's
crazy.
not he's not enrolled in Vada. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, he's not
Yeah, it
enrolled.
makes sense.
Yeah, and if he and I haven't really watched I've watched his fight against Hassan and Dam, but I didn't really take notice of the fact that he had back acne. But now that is being brought into the intention my attention, then it is very possible he could be like juice to the gills, you know. It's just
Yeah, I'm
speculation,
gonna try to
but
find
it, yeah,
try to
it's
find a picture
speculation,
or
but
something.
that's a sign though. Yeah, it's speculation, but it's a sign that he's juiced to the gills.
Yeah,
Yeah. At that 160 division, um, I mean, what do you think Charlo is gonna do, bro? Like, he's kind of like, I don't know. It's kind of like a deer in the headlight kind of situation with him. You know, um, for the simple fact that you know any hope at a unification with Triple G is done, and we're going to get into that as well. But I mean, at this point, I really think the fight that makes the most sense right now is a unification between him and Andrade.
yeah,
And it seems like he's reluctant to that. He says F
yeah.
Benavidez and stuff like that. It's like, what are you going to do, bro?
You
You're
gotta
fighting
fight some damn
Selecki.
body.
Yeah, you're fighting Selecki, bro. Like, so what are you going to do? That's my thing. Like, yeah, okay, you're fighting Selecki. You're fighting a contender who was beaten by Daniel Jacobs and beaten by Andrade. So what do you like? What is your plan? Are you going to stay at 160 and just make title defenses, or are you going to go up to 168? What's your plan?
Yeah, like you said, he really he shit he he in the same boat as Canelo. It's like shit. Pretty soon you gonna have to start fighting all the people that you done either called out, didn't fight, the people you seem to be avoiding, or you know what I'm saying? Like, what you gonna do?
Right
Like you can't
now,
keep because if you start fighting like low name motherfuckers, then it's gonna really look like you running from somebody.
that's true. That's true. Um, and I mean, with Triple G, we know this is his last hurrah fight with
Oh yeah,
Canelo. We knew
yeah,
that this is what he was waiting for. We knew that he didn't want a fight that would be tough as he fought Derevyanchenko. We knew he didn't want that. So that's why he was waiting. Because he knew like fighting a Andre, that would be a different story. So Boxing Learner said Jamal Charlo is going to 168 in 2023, which which tells me he ain't gonna fight anybody until 2023 after this fight.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
can
that
see.
tells me. That's what that tells me
Yep,
right now, is that
I
he's
can
not
see that.
fighting anybody until 2023. That's what it.
So if he goes up to 168, that means his brother's probably gonna go to 160, and then
Right,
Earl probably gonna go to 154.
right, right.
So who the fuck's gonna fight that tall, lanky motherfucker?
Um, who?
Fondora.
Oh, Fondor. Now, that's interesting you say that, because I think the WBC kind of set that up because they wanted to see that fight. They wanted to
Yeah,
see Jermell Charlo fight that guy. That's
yeah,
the fight they wanted to see. But Jermell Charlo is like, man, I'm not fighting him. You know what I mean? I became undisputed. Y'all fight each other. That's
yeah.
his
And
opinion.
I feel him. Tim Tszyu and Fondor, y'all fight.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I feel. Like y'all not, cause
Mm-hmm.
y'all not finna tell, y'all not finna let Canelo tell us, oh, fight each other. I'm busy. I'll fight the winner, and then y'all niggas, nah, bro. Y'all come fight. Y'all go fight each other, and then I'll fight the
Mm-hmm.
winner.
Mm-hmm.
I got that right now. I'm undisputed. I got that power.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, I mean, at 154, the only other guy I can think of fighting Fondora besides Tim Tszyu is now I don't know where he's ranked. I still think he's coming up in the rankings. But there's this hard hitting Cuban dude. Um, he has the Cuban boxing pedigree, but he likes knockouts, and sometimes he be forcing knockouts a lot. Um, there's this guy named Yoelvis Gomez. I think he would be balls enough to fight Fundora. I think he would actually be a guy to fight Fundora. He would be like, okay, bring him on. Like he
You
would
think
do it.
he'll win?
Um, Now the power I give Yoelis Gomez, but the the pressure I don't know because Fundora fights like Jared Hurd. You know what I mean? Like that pressure just be like mentally, you're like, damn it. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It
that
just
shit.
never stops, it seems like. And so that's why it's like
That shit
it,
get like you
yeah,
say. That
yeah,
shit
it
just
get
mentally draining.
yeah,
Like
yeah,
fuck, bro.
mentally, yeah,
Get off of me.
mentally it will get to you, the pressure. I mean, because Fundora, he's lanky and he's not even like let's just say he's not even built. Many will argue he doesn't even have that much power, but it's
Who
just
Fondor?
yeah, Fundora, it's just that accumulation of punches. It's just like,
And he's
oh
so
crap.
goddamn lanky, and you don't see that fucking, you don't see them punches coming like that. Because I
Yeah,
feel like, what do they say with a tall fighter? Get in his chest, and then smother
right,
the. You know what
right,
I'm saying? Take the.
right,
His punches
right,
can't extend like that. You know what I'm saying? Smother the punches.
right.
So you fighting a tall motherfucker like that. I know you not expecting to get hit with uppercuts and shit like. And if you do, you're not expecting it to hit like that. Like
Mm-hmm.
so after the third one, you like shit. Hold on, this shit. That one almost made my knees buckle a little bit, and I'm not
Right,
seeing none of this shit coming. How is he
right,
getting this shit off? But it's like
right.
when you 6'6" and you done trained to fight like that. Like that's the difference. He like a
Mm-hmm.
tall ass Margarito. Like I'm
Mm-hmm.
finna just smother you and throw hella punches. But I done trained and practiced so much. I know how to throw these long ass punches so up close. Like I could throw my punches and get everything on it if we was fighting in a phone booth.
Right, right,
Like
right,
I'm
right.
comfortable doing this. My biggest
Like a
thing is
Paul
with that
Williams, like a
is
Paul Williams.
perfect example, Paul Williams. Now, my thing is,
Mm-hmm.
what happens when you get in there with somebody who you can't hurt and they ripping your fucking body like never before?
Mm-hmm. Right.
Or you get in there, you go, oh yeah, Jesus Ramos is at 154. He boxing learner, he's fighting on the undercard for Tank, right?
Um, I don't even know. I
Jesus
got to check the
Ramos. Jesus
undercard.
Ramos. I've seen. I don't. I've never seen him fight like a actual fight, but I always see his clips. Like I always see him knocking somebody out, and I be seeing like I be seeing that name a lot. Like I be seeing that name, and that motherfucker look like he could fight. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, if that's the same one, I think he moved up from 147 to 154.
Right, right.
I'm gonna wait to see what he says. But yeah, no,
Now,
that tall motherfucker. I feel like he getting there with somebody who's game enough to like. Cause me, I was looking at that fight with Erickson Lubin. I'm like, damn, you know what I would have did if I was Lubin? I'm not gonna lie, I'd have just fought him hella dirty. Like I'd have fought him so dirty. Like
not only that, like with Erickson Lubin, he in the first round, that's what he should have did at least in 5 rounds, because he had success. He was having
yeah,
success.
I'd have fought him
Like
so dirty. Like I'm talking about grabbing your arm, hitting you in the thigh while the ref is on the other side.
nah,
Like all type of
I
shit.
mean, his coach was telling him to outbox him because if he would have did that, it would have been cool,
Yeah, all
But
you
I
gotta
guess
do is get past that reach. If you can get that timing and
yeah,
get the distance down with that Tomo, you can outbox him easy.
yeah, exactly. And I mean, even the last guy who fought him, Sergio Garcia, was having
The
success,
the one that
and
fought Tony Harrison.
yeah,
Yeah.
he was having success, and many people argued that that fight should have been a draw. That like Fundora didn't look that great in that fight. But I guess Erickson Lubin wanted to take it to him, and that was kind of his undoing, unfortunately.
Yeah, he tried to
You know?
let his nuts hang a little too much. He tried to
Yeah,
say, I could fight your fight and still beat you. No, bro, you gotta be smart. You gotta fight your
yeah,
fight. Fight your fight. Don't fight their
hmm
fight.
right,
No, I'm gonna do this shit my way. And if you
hmm
could fight how I fight, you know what I'm saying? I
hmm
might start fighting like you later once I got you beat down and beat up. Then I might start
hmm
digging in your body and you know what I'm saying? But no, I'm not
hmm
finna make the fight easy for you by fighting your fight. No, you finna have to beat me.
right. And I want to say something else about the fact that you know with the 168, like I definitely feel that, like, I hate to say it, I feel that Caleb Plant, that Canelo money, like, kind of set him up. Um, I mean, when you think about it, because he's having a child with his wife, and it seems like he's more concerned with Twitter wars than he is actual
No,
fighting.
he's fighting. He's finna fight though. He got a fight coming up.
Who is he fighting?
The real.
Oh,
It's not been
well,
announced, but they fighting. They fighting. They're fighting.
okay. I mean, that's cool and all. I mean, that's cool and all to come back and things
But
like
nah,
that.
I feel what you saying though, because I said that too. Like I didn't take it like I didn't say like, oh, he getting lazy. I just seen that nigga enjoying that Canelo money. Like like I just
Yeah,
feel like he enjoying that Canelo money. You know what I'm saying?
and it's like, I mean, that's a good opponent, Anthony Durrell and stuff like that. But I mean, David Morrell called your name many times, and like, I mean, like, hey, what's up? Like, it's just like, for me. I'm gonna be honest. David Morrell is the best 168 pounder in my opinion.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
Um,
lie. From what I've seen, that motherfucker's bad. He's a bad
yeah,
motherfucker.
yeah. In my opinion, David Morrell is the best 168 pounder. Granted, he hasn't had the competition to show he's the best 168 pounder, but it's always like that with these with I hate to say it, with these Negro League fighters. Like, when you're so awesome, but
You don't get the
you're
fights that
wait
you need
yeah,
to
yeah,
show
you're
that.
waiting for the opportunity to show how awesome you really are.
But
You're
nobody
wait
wants to
you're
jump in there with
you,
you.
yeah, but nobody wants to dance with you. Jamal Charlo is not going to want to dance with him. We
Fuck
know
no,
that
that's
for
a
a
tailor
fact.
made. That's a
Yeah,
tailor made ass whooping.
we know Jamal Charlo is going to be like, hell no, I'm not dancing in there with this guy. Um, we know that for example, Caleb Plant probably is not going to want to dance with him either. Um, at 168, um, I don't think Daniel Jacobs will want to dance with him. You know what I mean? Um,
Hell no. Nah, I think
yeah,
Daniel Jacobs would dance with him.
you think so?
Uh huh. No, I don't. I don't think so, bro. I don't think he'll fight. I don't think he would be avoiding that. Danny Jacobs to me, I feel like he'll fight anybody. His thing
Okay.
is, I feel like the negotiations that his people set him up with, I feel like he's so strong on what he wants and what he feels he's deserving of that
Mm-hmm.
he don't take a lot of fights because the shit don't be like matching, like it don't be making sense financially. It's like, why would I
Okay.
take this fight when, you know what I'm saying? That's what I think. Because I don't see Danny Jacobs, bro. He beat cancer. I don't see him being afraid to get in there with nobody. Now,
Okay.
granted, it is later in his career at a point where,
Mm-hmm.
hey, a couple losses, you might not be getting no fights. So
Mm-hmm.
I do got to take that into consideration, because it's like you got to start thinking about that shit when you get older in your career. Like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
okay, do I really want to take this high risk ass fight? Because if he beat me, and he beat me in the way that I look bad,
Mm-hmm.
motherfuckers might start questioning, is it time for me to hang it up? So now maybe I do got to start making, you know what I'm saying? But honestly, bro, I don't feel like he's looking at these fighters and being like, I can't beat him. Like, and,
Mm-hmm.
and that's being why he's not taking these fights. I honestly think he'll fight all of these guys. I think
Mm-hmm.
he'll fight Charlo, fucking I
Now,
think he'll fight Charlo,
now back,
Andrade.
yeah. Now back to the 160 though. What do you think of Jaime Munguia just pulling out someone out of a hat, basically? An
I don't
unknown
give him no attention, bro.
like a unknown UK guy who's very unknown, who we've never like. I've
And then you
never,
said this is a step up fight for you, like like what?
yeah, like it's an unknown UK guy, and it's like, okay, well, we've never heard of this guy before. Like why are you like what makes it a step up fight? You know,
Yeah, and that's
like
that's one thing about boxing that I'm really kind of, like Floyd said, it's too many fucking belts. Like, it's too many belts and
yeah, there's too
sanctioned
many
bodies
belts,
and
bro.
and all
There's
of
too
this
many
shit,
belts.
bro. It's like too much, bro. Like, yeah, like just come on, bro. Like, let's
Yeah,
just,
there's too many
yeah,
belts.
bro, set up a fucking tournament. Like, you
Yeah,
fight
there's too
him,
many
you fight
belts.
you fight you, and however the fuck it goes, that's how it goes. Like, y'all fight each other though. Like, all of this, uh, fucking mandatory. No, we're not doing all of that. You fight him, you fight him, and y'all fight, and then the winners fight each other, and then, you know what I'm saying? Like, but
Yeah,
all of this fucking other shit, no.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, it's kind of weird with all these belts, and that's why I really kind of like, I now like really don't I really never really thought that much of Jaime Munguia in the first place, but now he's giving me more ammunition not to think much, and he's also giving me more ammunition not to think much of which one call it of I want to say of like Golden Boy promotions in general. You know what I mean? I'm really starting to think that. Um, now, uh, now what we can talk about is, you know, as crazy as this sounds, like Beevil is a Negro League fighter because he just did something very awesome. And the problem is his nationality lets him down. The media should be talking about this like nonstop. When you look at Andrew Ruiz, in when he won the heavyweight title against Anthony Joshua, this dude was on the Tonight Show. This dude was like on different outlets. He was on different outlets. The same the same thing should be done for this guy. He beat the more difficult fighter. You know what I mean? Like he did something very awesome.
Yeah.
And he made it look very easy to do. Now,
Mm-hmm.
he called Canelo's bluff though. He said, "Listen,
I'll fight you at
it,
68.
yeah." He said, "If weight's the issue, I'll take your shit at 168." Now, do you think? How do you think a fight like that would go at 168? What do you think?
He had damn near stopped Canelo at 168. Because people don't realize Bill was a small 175. He's just strong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
I
I'm a
mean, he
small
only
motherfucker, but
walks
I'm
around at
strong.
184. He only walks around like at 184. He doesn't even walk around that heavy.
Yeah, he said he came in the fight night like 184. So just imagine, like, okay, if I come in, if I walk around at 184 and we fight at 168, shit, I could easily walk around at 184 because that's what 14 weight, 14 pound. Like shit, I can't think of fucking exact. Let me see. He 184. That's like like a 16-pound weight cut. 168 to 184. I feel
Yeah.
like 16 to 18, like 18,
Right.
18.
Right. Right. Right.
So it's like, okay, shit. 18 shouldn't be that hard to drop in a span of 6 weeks.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And I've never like boxed like that to train for a fight or nothing like that. So I don't know,
Hmm.
you know what I'm saying, like how the weight cuts, and you know what I'm saying, like you
Hmm.
might be a little bit more educated on that. But
I mean, honestly, the closer you stay at your weight, i- in between fights, the better it is for you in training camp because you can work on technique. If you just keep on cutting weight during training camp, chances are your training camp is going to consist more of cutting
of
weight than it
and
is,
conditioning and shit
yeah,
versus
than
skills
really,
and game
yeah,
plan.
yeah, 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 yep,
So in that
yep,
case, I just say shit. Well, I'm gonna just walk around at 174. I'll
yeah,
train at 174. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
Do everything, and then like no, like okay, I could
yeah,
cut that shit. Like I'll cut that just off training, and then
right.
boom, when it's time to rehydrate, shit, I might get back up to 184, but I'm good here though. Like
I
I'm
mean,
not gonna
because
feel no way.
because the thing is about it, yeah, Gilberto Ramirez is a heavyweight. That's a fact, boxing learner. That dude walks
Zerto,
around
is
like
that Zerto?
yeah, Zerto.
Oh,
That's a fact.
that
But
motherfucker.
hey, boxing learner,
That
that's a
motherfucker
fact.
is a weight bully.
He walks around 200 pounds. That's an absolute fact. What you're talking about. He shouldn't even be fighting at 175. That dude should be fighting at cruiserweight
And I'm gonna keep it
or at
real.
heavyweight.
He's not even that fucking good, bro. Like he's not
Yeah,
that
he's not
good.
that good. He's not that good. He
He's
really
not
is not
that
that
good.
good. He
He don't
really,
do shit that stand out. Like he
yeah, he
don't like
really doesn't do anything that stands out. Like he really doesn't. Um, and I still think whatchamacallit beats his ass anyway. I still think um, I still think Bivol beats his ass anyway. You know,
I think so too.
Because probably Bivol would be like, okay, if he's gonna come in at like some damn near 200 or something, then that I'm for sure as hell gonna come in like at 190 or something
Yeah.
like that.
And I think
You
the
know,
skills is just way off. Like
yeah,
when I seen him fight Canelo, I said, damn,
bro.
Bivol gonna be undisputed at light heavyweight because he's gonna
Bro,
beat the winner of that
listen,
fight.
bro. I've been on Bivol for so long, and I'm like, hey, this nigga right here is nice as shit. Okay, I'm like, when he fought Sully Von Barrera, I'm like, hey, yo, man, I like Cuban fighters, but this nigga right here, this nigga is gonna be a problem
He gonna
because
be a problem, bro.
yeah,
I
I'm
seen
like,
him fight. I seen him fight Pascal, and I'm like, yeah, nah, I ain't gonna lie. Canelo not beating him. Canelo
yeah,
not beating him because his
yeah,
motherfucker done fought bona fide light heavyweights who got
right.
like, bro. Pascal beat Canelo at 175.
I mean, that's not too far fetched because I mean, at the end of the day, like, um,
Only
we
thing,
have weight.
not to cut you off. Only thing that would fuck him up is his you know, he got that ego. Like
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
you hit
yeah.
me, I'm gonna hit you. If you want to exchange, I'm gonna exchange. Like when Bivol had Canelo on the ropes, and Canelo was like, "Come on," and Bivol like, "Nah,
Nah,
you come to
Bibble was
me."
smart. Yeah, Bibble was smart. Bibble
Pascal is gonna go over there. Pascal is gonna go over there and
Yeah,
probably get his
Bibble
ass
did
some
it
James
smart.
Franklin.
Yeah, yeah,
Or-
Bibble was smart. Bibble because he knew Canelo was trying to bait him in, and then we know that um whatchamacallit was smart though. We know that
hella
Bibble,
smart. He was like, "I'm
yeah,
not finna
yeah,
no for what? So you could try
yeah.
to time me? Nah, I'm
And
gonna do
and
that."
and also what needs to be said too though is here's the thing. Here was the game plan, the Eddie Hearn game plan. Here was the Eddie Hearn game plan. The Eddie Hearn game plan was that Okay, they beat Bivol. They're like, okay, we beat Bivol, no problem. Um, After we beat Bivol, we fight Triple G in the trilogy, no problem. After that, we age out. No, we fight a no name. No, we fight a no name in Mexico or United Kingdom for the fans' sake. You know, we do that,
Mm-hmm.
and then hopefully Beterbiev will be old enough for us to take his title then.
Yeah, yeah, I can
And
see
the
that.
thing is, and the thing is, I think, uh, truthfully speaking, I think Beterbiev would have did worse on Canelo than Bivol.
Like you saying, you think Bivol would have, or he would have lost to Canelo,
No,
or you think he
I'm
would have did
thinking.
him worse?
I
Because
think
that's what I
Beterbiev
think.
would have did. No, I think Beterbiev would have did Canelo even more dirtier
Oh yeah,
than
no,
Bivol did.
Better be able to stop him.
Yeah, because the thing is, like, people don't realize Beterbiev has an extension, a very big amateur pedigree, and that he boxes when he needs to, but people don't see that in the fight. But Canelo will be walking into some heavy shit.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, like, but Serbia would have like, yo, he would have had been doing them angles on him. He would have been like giving him the blues. You know,
Yeah, yeah.
now,
Nah,
and this,
that shit would have been
and, and,
different.
and now this brings on another point, and I don't know why they're counting him out. They're really counting my guy Beterbiev out. Who do you,
Against
because
Joe
I guess
Smith?
yeah, who do you have in that fight?
Seriously?
Because Joe Smith, he's that aggressive, scrappy type fighter. Marcus Brown was trying to outbox Beterbiev, but he also headbutted him intentionally. But like, who do you have in that fight?
I I
Beterbiev
I got Beterbiev. I
against
feel like
Joe
he's just
Smith.
strong. Yeah, I think he's just stronger. I think he's just stronger than him.
I mean, I honestly think that Beterbiev is the better boxer than Joe Smith
Yeah,
too.
I just think
Like,
his
that's,
style.
yeah,
I think his style is just more like he got a savage ass style. You know who he reminds me of? He reminds
who
me of if Habib was a boxer. That's how he
you know
fights. Like I just
Beterbiev
fucking
kind of, who Beterbiev kind of fights like? He fights like Marvin Hagler in a way.
just pressure,
He
constant
kind, yeah,
pressure.
he kind of has like a Marvin Hagler type style. Beterbiev does. But he also boxes though. That's the thing. Like, like, he knows how to play the game of inches. You know what I mean? Now, I think Bivol is the more craftier boxer than Beterbiev, but that does not negate the fact that Beterbiev also boxes. You know what I mean? But
Yeah,
yeah, because that fight would make more sense because Bivol already fought Joe Smith, man. So
yeah, and he beat him.
yeah, yeah, he
Did
beat
he?
him.
Didn't he
Like,
stop him?
yeah. He was about to stop him in the 12th round. He let off on that dude.
He let off. So he didn't
Yeah.
get the stoppage.
Nah, he didn't get the stoppage, but you can tell it was on the verge of being a stoppage.
Being
I
stopped.
think
Yeah.
I think what Joe Smith did is he like kind of suplexed him. He kind of hurt his leg in the
Oh,
suplex.
okay.
Yeah, that's what Joe Smith did with his I don't know why he thought that was cute, but yeah,
Hmm.
that's something he did.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That motherfucker
Yeah.
always almost getting suplexed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
That's what
Yeah,
happens when you
he
frustrate the motherfucker though.
yeah, I mean, Canelo was trying to suplex him. And that brings on another point. They talk about the weight with Canelo. Um, but didn't he come in at like 190 versus Amir Khan? Because
On
that's
cash.
what Amir Khan said.
Oh
Amir
yeah,
Khan
yeah, I
said
seen
he
that.
was,
Amir Khan said he put
yeah,
a
yeah,
he tried to get a rehydration clause in, but they shut that shit down. And then basically he said this motherfucker was at least 190 on fight night. Like, bro,
right, right.
you was borderline a fucking
I,
heavyweight,
I had
fighting welterweight,
right,
and you was getting
right.
outboxed. Like,
Getting
and you
out
was
boxed
getting
too.
outboxed.
And
So
that. and this is something that I found kind of confusing. People had the nerve to Canelo fans had the nerve to say Beterbiev is flat-footed, and I'm like, are you kidding me? This dude is
Yeah, that's
fleet-footed as hell.
yeah,
Canelo is
that's
flat-footed. Canelo is the one who's flat-footed. Like that dude is flat-footed because at the end of the day, if you weren't flat-footed, you would be able to cut the ring off and impose your will on Bivol. But you didn't do that. You know what I mean? You did not do that.
having some difficulties.
You know?
Oh, my fault. My shit cut out. Who did they say was flat footed? Bivol or Better Be It?
No, they said Bivol was flat-footed.
Nah, hell no. He ain't flat footed
Nah,
at all.
nah.
Like that
And
motherfucker. That motherfucker
Baturbi
was
and even Baturbiev, the only time he gets flat-footed is when he's sitting down on stuff. But when
yeah.
he's doing
When
his
he going in
angles,
for the kill. When he ready for
yeah,
the
but
yeah. Because I be
yeah,
seeing Better Be It on his feet. Like I be seeing him on
yeah,
his
that's what
toes.
I'm
Like
saying. That's what I'm saying. These people, I don't know if they watch boxing or not, or if they just like they're just so engrossed in liking Canelo that anything he does is right and everything other people do is wrong. Like that, I don't get it. I
Exactly.
don't
It's
get it.
like,
I
well, if
really
you ain't
don't get it.
Canelo, you can't do this.
Yeah,
Otherwise,
yeah,
it's bad.
exactly.
But if you is Canelo, you so great in our eyes that you could do that, and you still would be great because you're Canelo, and
Now,
we just love you.
now with that being said, one more thing about Canelo, because the WBC have said, okay, we're going to protect this dude. The WBC basically said that. You know, they
Yeah,
basically
facts.
said, you know, your franchise, you don't have to worry about fighting a mandatory in the WBC, which means he's not going to have to fight David Benavidez. He won't have to fight him. The WBC
Yeah.
shut that down. They said, okay, no problem. You don't have to fight him. Now, do you think the other sanctioning
What you
bodies,
thinking?
though, do you think the other sanctioning bodies are going to say, hey, man, you're going to have to like put up or shut up now? You're going to have to fight. Um, you're going to have to fight this dude. You know what I mean? You're going to have to fight the like, for example, the IBF, the WBA, the WBO. Do you think they're going to enforce mandatories for him to fight at 168? And if they do you think they're going to say, hey man, you're going to fight, you're going to have to fight this guy, or we're going to strip you? What do you think's going to happen then?
I think I oh shit. I feel like that's where we headed. I feel like that's where we headed. I feel like it's gonna get to a point where like he loses that favoritism in a sense. Like, okay, now we're not gonna protect you. We're not protecting you no more. Now you're gonna have to start actually taking these fights that you don't want to take.
Because the WBC will protect him. You know, whatchamacallit has said that he's protecting him. Mauricio Suleiman says the franchise situation is going to lead to his protection in that sanctioning body. Now, do you think that the other sanctioning bodies are going to feel the same way?
That's the thing. See, now that's where
Yeah, like how do you
Trump
feel about yeah, how do you feel about the other sanctioning bodies?
and them to try to protect them. But what happens when all of these other bodies that might have connections to Lou DiBella and people like that, Al Heyman? What happens when they start saying, nah, hell no, that's not right? And then what I'm saying, and then the odds is against you to where it's like, well, shit. Now we kind of have to take these fights or vacate some belts, but now we put in a position where we finna expose our hand. If we don't fight them, we scared. If we vacate, we avoiding them. Like, and then if we fight them, we probably gonna lose. So I, this is why I said I feel like Canelo losing was the best thing that happened in boxing, especially how it happened.
Yeah, um yeah, it is important that it did happen because the thing is it goes to show too that on a even playing field that that he it's a different ball game because the thing is he didn't put in a rehydration clause in this Bivol fight, you know. Um
Yeah,
and it just goes to show you that hey, if you're on an even playing field, then you're not the game changes. But if you like weight drain
definitely.
opponent and stuff like that, then then hey, it's a wrap, And so the thing is that if he stays at 168, it's going to be like he's going to have to fight call it. The I mean, David Morrell has the WBA regular title, I think, and so I think they're going to try to consolidate those belts, and so I mean, he's going to have some choices to make if he's successful against Triple G. He's going to have some choices
Yeah,
to make.
he gonna have to fight. He gonna have to
Yeah,
vacate some belts, or he gonna have to fight some of these guys he ain't trying to fight.
right, right.
And either way though, is great for boxing because it's like, okay, shit, now you getting out the way from motherfuckers who possibly want to become undisputed. Like, all right, you ain't trying to defend your shit. Well, move, put the belt up for
Right, right, right,
you know
right,
what I'm
right, right,
saying?
right,
Put the belt up, and then I'll fight for that motherfucker and get it, and then I'll clear out the division.
right, right, right. Because when you look at how he became undisputed, I mean, there was Callum Smith, there was Caleb Plant, who else was there? I guess Rocky Fielding, and that was it.
Billy Joe,
Yeah, yeah, Billy Joe. Yeah, yeah, that's right. I knew I was missing someone. Billy Joe.
yeah, Billy
And
Joe.
the thing is about Canelo is what he tried to do, and this is what he tries to do in a lot of fights. He tries to hit you on the arm so your arm can be immobile. But the thing is,
Yeah, that shit didn't
Bivol,
work.
yeah, Bivol's high guard basically like he shelled up. He didn't necessarily do Philly shell, but he shelled up in a way that like basically negated that and led to counter punching.
Yeah,
And
cause he
that's
was
the
hooking.
crazy.
He was checking his
Yeah,
hook. He was hooking
yeah,
off that shit.
and that's the crazy thing. People call Canelo this counter punching guy, and we didn't see none of that. We didn't see none of
Nah,
that fighting Bivol. We didn't see no counter punching with him.
hell no.
You know, yeah, we didn't see no counter punching at all. And the thing is that Bivol did that Caleb Plant didn't do is Bivol just kept a composure, stoic face. He said, I mean, he just shrugged his shoulders basically when the questions were asked about the pressure and stuff like that. And I'm like, this is why I rock with this guy right here, man. Nothing seems to bother him. You know, Caleb Plant was letting everything bother him, man. He said that after GGG, he will rematch Bivol. I mean, that's cool and all, but I mean, I really don't see that happening. Because
Yeah,
I
cause
mean,
especially what if Bill already got some shit already set up? What if Bill already got um undisputed, like, you know what I'm saying, an undisputed belt set up? Because I
because here's
honestly
the
think
thing.
Bill was fighting the winner of Joe Smith and Better Be It.
Yeah, that's what he wants to do. And then also on top of that, um, what I want to say too is that um, Bivol is going to feel like he wants to do things on his terms in the rematch, and Canelo may come again to get the advantages with rehydration clauses and things like that. So I think there may be some like roadblocks into getting the rematch. You
But
know,
but what but I forget her name. I think it's Kathy something. But she said she represents Bivol. She was like, if basically like next time they fight, oh shit's definitely gonna get done different. Bivol's gonna get paid. He's gonna get his respect. And yeah, like he's gonna get treated like the A side. Like I don't, because the first time she was like, basically we had to listen. we had to just accept what the fuck was being offered because we wanted to
Right.
fight. But he didn't get a fair shake. So she basically was
Right.
like, "Oh, if this shit fight happens now, especially being we won. Oh yeah, no, we gonna be the ones in control. We're gonna be the ones making the terms."
Um. Now, boxing learners said that Canelo could not counterpunch because he kept Canelo at the end of his reach most of the time. Well, that's true, but when you look at it, Canelo was throwing power shots, loaded up power shots only at Bivol. He
And
was
then
not
too,
setting
Bivol,
he
go
wasn't
ahead.
setting up anything. The thing is, Canelo was not even setting up anything to how should I put it? He was not setting up
He wasn't
anything.
setting up nothing to get the power off. Like he was
Yeah,
just throwing power punches. He was just throwing hella hard ass punches. And
yeah,
then it got to the point where Bivol would see him loading up, and he'd just, all right, I'm gonna make you reset.
yeah.
I'm gonna
Or
stick this
he'll
jab
he'll
out
take a
there.
step. He'll take a half step back. Like he would take like a half step back or something like that. You know?
Yep, and then he'd just throw the range like he not even throwing the jab. He just putting it out there, touching that right hand you want to load up on, and now you got to reset. And I'm taking a step over, a step back and a
Right,
step over. Now it's like shit. I'm nowhere near where you thought I was gonna be. So
right.
and then shit, you done did this all fight. So I know what you want to do. I know you just want to throw hard punches. And he said
And
that
then
after the fight. He said his problem was he only threw hard punches.
here's the thing too, it's like Bivol didn't necessarily have to really use angles on Canelo. He did it a couple of times, but he didn't really have to do it that much. But he did use angles, but not as much as in his other fights because
Yeah, hell
Canelo
no.
was there. Canelo was there to get hit, you know.
Yeah, like honestly, when I heard him saying pointing out what Canelo did and didn't do, I was like, yeah, bro, I'm not gonna lie, he'll beat Canelo ass again. Like
Yeah,
he just basically told me like, man, there's so much shit that I wanted to do that I couldn't do just because he wouldn't do nothing other than throw hard punches. So I couldn't
right,
even do all the other shit that I really am capable of doing.
right,
That's what I got out of that. When I seen him saying
right,
it, I'm like, oh yeah, he got way more in his bag. Like he got way more in his bag than what we seen.
right, right, right. Yeah, definitely. Most definitely. Now we have at heavyweight, and I really don't know who he's gonna fight. Man, I can't think of any person he can possibly fight at heavyweight, man. But Deontay Wilder said he's looking to come back. I mean, what do you think? I mean, what do you think? Like, who does he fight at this point?
I mean, shit. Honestly, if I was gonna fight anybody, mm, I I possibly fight Dylan White. I possibly fight the winner of Usyk and Joshua.
Right.
If he won, it's dangerous as fuck. It's dangerous as a motherfucker. But possibly shit, fight the motherfucking the youngster. What is it? Jared Ennis? Jared Anderson? Jaron
Yeah,
Anderson?
Jared Anderson. Yeah, Jared Anderson. Yeah,
I mean shit. It's high risk, low reward, but shit. You know what I'm saying? Like let's just say Anderson is what they say he is, and you know what I'm saying? Like he ends up being, you know what I'm saying, one of the top heavyweights. You know what I'm saying?
right,
His only
right,
you being his only loss, you know that shit might erase. You know them. I ain't gonna say it's gonna erase, but that shit might take some of the flack you getting and receiving off of the Tyson Fury belts. That shit might
yeah,
take some of that off.
yeah, yeah. Um, I mean, personally, I really don't think he should come back. I mean, he doesn't need to. He's done some pretty good things already. Like, I mean, he's done like things that like, you know, very good things. So, I mean, um, I think eh, I think Andrew Ruiz is busy though. I think Andrew Ruiz is fighting Luis Ortiz. I think they have a fight coming up. Um, Andrew Ruiz and Luis Ortiz are fighting, I believe, boxing learner. So yeah, I think they're fighting each other. But I mean, Otto Wadlin, that would be a good opponent. Who's that other guy? There's another guy. He just fought. What's his name? I forgot his name, but they had a fight too. Um, I think it's some guy from Poland or something like that. Forgot.
Provoking, fuck, what is his
It's
name?
not Pavelkin. It's not Pavelkin, but it's another guy. He fought on PBC. I forgot his name. But that could be a good fight for him too.
Wait, who'd you say he had a fight with?
I forgot, bro. I forgot. I gotta look at it. I gotta look at it
Does his
again.
name stay with like a W? Is it a W?
It's not a W, but it's. Hold on. Let me look it up. Let me look it up. Hold on. Let me look it up. I'm gonna look. Yeah, Kalnaki. Yeah, he can fight Kalnaki. Yeah, he can fight Adam
Oh yeah, I know
Kalnaki.
who you talking about.
Yeah, he can fight
I know who you
Adam
talking about.
Kalnaki. He can fight that guy. He can fight Adam Kalnaki. He can fight if he fights Adam Kalnaki, there's another guy who can he can fight. Let me look him up. Um let me see. Uh let me see. Hold on. I'm looking him up. He can fight Hellenius too. He can fight
Oh
Robert
yeah, that's
Hellenius
yep,
as well.
yep, 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 yep.
Yeah, he can fight Robert Hellenius too. These are all good fights for him.
Definitely good fight. Definitely good fights.
Yeah, he can fight
I stand on what I said. Like I still don't feel like nobody beats nobody beats um Wilder other than Fury.
do you think that Tyson Fury is really retired?
Yeah, that's
Do
kind
you
of.
think that Tyson Fury is really retiring?
I don't think so. Hell no. Hell no. I don't think so.
Yeah,
I don't think so. But I mean, it is kind of like, who do you fight? If you don't retire, who do you fight?
yeah, he would have to wait for the he would have to wait for the he would have to wait for the winner of the he would
Joshua and them.
um he would have to wait for the winner of like Usyk and Joshua.
Yeah, definitely. He'd have to wait for that. And I mean, it's like, how, shit. When does he want to wait that long?
Yeah. No, it's true.
So I don't. I mean, he in a good ass position. It's like shit. If I do retire, you can't question shit. You know what I'm saying? You
Mhm.
can't question am I avoiding? No, who the fuck am I avoiding? Nobody's beating me. Why
Right.
would I be avoiding motherfuckers who can't beat me?
No, it's true. No, definitely.
So I feel
Most
like
definitely.
he's in a position where it's like next move. Can't nobody
He's in
question
a
his next move.
yeah. Yeah, that's what position he's in. I mean, he can take a tune up and like nobody could say anything about him taking a tune up.
Exactly.
Yeah, if
That's
he
he really in a good ass position. He's in a good ass
yeah.
position as far as like what he wants to
y-
do.
Yeah. Um now the, I mean as of right now, um there's no other boxing. There's nothing else that I've heard. There's nothing really that I've heard as of late in terms of the boxing news, except for you know what I mean. We're gonna have to see how David Morrell looks in his fight for June 4th. I'm expecting him to dominate in that fight when it comes. Um, and we'll see if that after that fight we can get the Benavidez Morrell fight, since Benavidez has been vocal calling out everybody, and he called them the B word after the fight with David Lemieux. You know,
Yeah, I seen that.
yeah. Um, so I mean, I don't know. I don't know. I can't think of anything else. I can't even think of anything else at the lower weight classes right now that's going on, like at Bantam or anything like that. I can't think of anything right now. Cruiserweight is at a standstill too. Even I can't really think of
I
anything
don't even really
happening.
fucking know any cruiserweight fighters. I don't even be
Yeah,
knowing the
cruiserweight.
cruiserweight fighters.
Cruiserweight is basically that weight class that you decide, okay, if I want to be a heavyweight or I want to be a light heavyweight. That's cruiserweight. That's what cruiserweight is. It's like, okay, am I going to make the full transition or am I going to just stay where I'm at? You know?
Like yeah, that like it's like I don't know if I want to go fuck with the big boys yet, but I don't really I don't really want to go down, so I'm cool. And then it's just like it ain't really. I don't really know. Like you don't hear about cruiserweights being like the top dudes. Like
Yeah, you don't really hear about no cruiserweights, really.
yeah, that's not something I be hearing about.
Yeah,
Like I couldn't tell you the greatest cruiserweight of all time. I'd probably say UC because he unified that shit.
yeah,
I mean, he was undisputed at the cruiserweight. So that's I mean shit. If I had to say something, that's what I'd say.
yeah, yeah,
That's
definitely.
what I'd have to say
Um,
too.
um, yeah, man. I mean, we just gotta wait and see what comes of these fights. But the good news is, it looks like the fight with the fact that Canelo lost the fight kind of opened up boxing to get more fights. For us to get more fights. So I'm thinking hopefully because of his loss, we will get more fights.
Definitely. I feel like that's what's gonna happen.
Because the thing is, the media made Canelo out to be invincible. That's the thing. The media was doing that. Like you had guys like I hate to mention them, but you had guys like Ellie Setback. Um, you had guys like Ness from the Boxing Voice. Um, and you also had Akin Barak from the Zone. Like the media made him out to be this like larger than life guy, you know. But then like Bivol pulled
Like
their
he got red.
cards. Yeah, Bivol pulled their cards.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Breedis is fighting in Australia. Boxing learner, who is Breedis fighting? Who's Breedis fighting in Australia?
Oh, you know what? I've heard that name. Breeders. I've seen that name. I ain't seen him fight, but I've seen that name pop up on my screen a few times.
Yeah, who is Breedis fighting? Let us know who Breedis is fighting.
Yeah, because I want to catch that one. I want to watch that fight.
Oh, okay. So he's fighting like a I guess like a Pacific kind of Islander Australian guy. Okay. Okay, that would be cool. That would be like cool to like tap in with. Cause I mean, when it comes to the cruiserweights, like even the up and coming guys aren't really doing much. Like even the guy from Mayweather Promotions to Beatty, like he's not even doing anything.
Yeah, he cruiserweight too, right?
Yeah, ever since Dorico's knocked him out, he hasn't done nothing really to Beatty.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah,
That motherfucker got
uh,
knocked out and never been the same.
yeah, man.
That shit
Yeah,
crazy.
that's just all she wrote, really. Um,
Like a motherfucker.
yeah, man. So, I don't know if you have anything else. We've been on here for about 90 minutes now.
Yeah, I think shit at this point is just about, you know what I mean? We just
Yeah,
gotta we gotta just gotta
but,
wait for
but
these fights.
yeah, just hope. But we can come back next week. I mean, we can definitely come back next week, and by that time, we will have we'll have Tank versus Rolly. We'll have the result of that, and
Yes, sir.
also we'll have the build up for the Devin Haney fight. We can talk about that too.
Yeah. Yeah, so we gonna shit, this it's
We
looking
can
good.
definitely talk about that.
Yeah, I'm down. We could definitely get back in it.
But other than that, everybody who listens to the replay, everybody who came in, thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. Um, we're going to try to be more consistent with this. I'm going to try to hold myself to account to be more consistent. And other than that, man, let's bring back good boxing. That's what we're trying to do.
Facts.
Bring back good boxing, non-political boxing, basically.
Bring the sport back. Don't let the
But
sport die.
I'm gonna shut it down. So I'll catch y'all later, and I'll catch you later on the back end. You already can DM me and Instagram if you have any different happenings in boxing, or if you have any talking points that you want to bring up um on the next live stream.